Hey everybody! So as you're knitting your scarf, you're going to keep knitting until you get to the desired length. So you're just going to keep knitting each row until you get the scarf to be as long as you'd like it. I just wanted to show you one quick tip along the way to just make things a little bit easier. Sometimes you're going to want to set your work down in the middle of a row. So as you can see, I've worked partially across my row and I need to take a break and set it down. So the very first thing that I want to do is push my stitches back on each needle so that they're sitting away from the tips of the needle, so that way you won't worry about losing or dropping any stitches. So if you need to set your work down, push the stitches to the back of each needle, take a break, and when you're ready to come back to it, there's two things that you need to do. So number one, you want to slide the stitches back to the tips of the needles so that they're ready to knit. The next thing that you need to do is you want to make sure that your knitting yarn is attached to the right hand needle. As you can see, the last stitch that was knit is right here, so I know that these stitches on the right hand needle have already been knit and the stitches on the left hand needle still need to be knit. So when you pick up your work, slide the stitches to the tips of the needles and double check to make sure that your knitting yarn is attached to the right hand needle. Sometimes if people take a break and then they come back and pick up their knitting, they're actually pick it up backwards. So as you can see, they think they're in position to knit, but you can see that the knitting yarn is attached to the left hand needle. That shows you that these stitches have already been knit and these stitches have not. So if that happens to you, just rotate the work around, just kind of flip it so that the right hand needle has the working yarn attached to it. And all you're going to do is simply just keep knitting to finish your row. Again, you guys are going to keep working on your scarf, just knitting back and forth until it gets to be the desired length, and then we are going to work on the bind off. So if you are somebody who is ready for the bind off, you can, that video will be available soon. I also have a couple troubleshooting videos available for some other common mistakes that I see. So if you're struggling with accidentally increasing stitches or you've dropped or lost a stitch, there are specific how-to troubleshooting videos just for those two things. So if you need those things, check them out in the playlist. If not, keep knitting your scarf until you get it to be as long as you want it, and then we're going to head to the bind off. Happy knitting!